Pour the roast, let's talk about the day. Laughing even if it goes astray.
Welcome to...
Well, I thought it was funny!
Good morning, folks. The time is, as you can tell, 10:36 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 30th of March, 2026. And, of course, that's the 31st for our friends on the other side of the planet there, those funky time travelers down in Australia. Hey, folks, big round of applause. Big round of applause. Big hello to every single one of you, my friends. What am I doing here, eh? But a really big hello to that city with the most group members. That city is called Melbourne. Well, Melbourne, if you say it wrong like I used to, Australia. Cheers to everybody, though. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. My name is Lee. I'm just the guy who started the group here, this community of ours. Well, I thought it was funny. You folks are you, and you folks are incredibly hilarious. And I want to say thank you for making this community incredibly hilarious too, because it wasn't until you got here, my friends. So cheers to you. Cheers to being you. Cheers to being funny. And cheers to you rocking. All right. How are you all doing today? I really hope you're all doing good. I already was going to introduce myself again. So what are you doing today, my friends? I'm going to tell you what I'm doing today. I'm going to tell you what I have been doing over the last day or so. Today, of course, I'm working on this video. After that, I'm going to coast a little bit. Then, Wendy and I are going to go to Costco, do a little bit of shopping. That's what's happening today. No real plans before or after that. Yesterday, I worked a hockey game. The Calgary Wranglers, which is the AHL, it's American Hockey League affiliate for the Calgary Flames, hosted the Colorado Eagles, who are the AHL affiliate for the for the Colorado Avalanche. It was a pretty good game, but unfortunately we lost 2-1. You can't win them all. But in the evening, and I didn't work this, I watched it on, I streamed it actually. Our Calgary Hitmen, which is our WHL team, junior team, they hosted the Brandon Wheat Kings for Game 2 of their first round of the playoffs, WHL playoffs. And for the second game in a row, they won. Second game in a row, it went to overtime. So now they lead the series 2-0. And they'll be going to Brandon now for the next 3 games. Hopefully they win. Well, hopefully it balances out where we come back and they can win at home. But I also wouldn't mind seeing them just sweeping these guys so we can just go on to the next round. Brandon is a very, very good hockey team. And I got to say, the Hitmen are a very good hockey team too. In fact, that's why they're where they are in the playoffs. Hope they take it. You know, they had a rough start to the season because it was basically a brand new team. But then they rallied and they put themselves into the playoffs. So it's going to be awesome. That's 2-0 now for the Hitmen over the Brandon Wheat Kings. Come on, boys, you can do it. You can do it. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I have done. I almost forgot. There was something else I was doing too. I released this yesterday on our music site. We have a music group, my friends, on Facebook. It is called Well, It Sounds Good to Me. And the logo is a cow wearing headphones, which I'm going to hopefully remember to show right now. On that group, we share some great music. Just music that sounds good to us, and I would love if you went over and checked it out and maybe shared some music. We're really open to a lot of different types of music. Not big on country, but if it's particularly good, it might make it through. But love it if you went over there and joined, maybe, you know. And that link, hopefully, I'll remember to put in the comments. Might forget. I'm not great that way. But anyways, every week I've been trying to release. We're trying to do this every week. I think I've been successful for 5 weeks now in a row. The top 10 hits from the Billboard Top 100 hits 40 years ago that day. Now, they did it every week. They do it every week. And I'm correlating it to their week ending 40 years ago, which is always on a Saturday. So this was the 29th, because March 29th was a Saturday, 1986. So here's a little clip of what we've been doing. Kicking us off at number 10, it's Canadian rockers Loverboy with the power ballad, This Could Be the Night.
This could be the night.
I don't know, that's just a tiny bit of it. You know, I'm also including a little bit of trivia, like what's happening in the box office, like movies and stuff like that. At the box office, Police Academy 3 Back in Training held on to the #1 spot for a second week. fighting off the brand new comedy, The Money Pit. Trying to flesh out a little bit, but it's been fun and people seem to be reacting well to it. I'd love it if you checked it out. Like I said, it's not just about that. It's about sharing fun music, or it's about sharing great music. And go over, check it out. Once again, hopefully I left the link in the comments. But if not, I mean, just look for on Facebook if you're interested in it, the group. Well, it sounds good to me. And, you know, once again, there's that cow. I say once again, hopefully I've actually shown it to you. That's the logo there. So it should be easy enough to find, my friends. Hope to see you there. That's what I've been up to. What's going on with you, my friends? Please share a little bit with me. You got a photo you want to share? Maybe you got a pet, a plant, anything like that you want to share? Maybe you've got a hobby or a collection you want to share. Maybe you've got an anecdote, a little story you want to share. I want to hear it. I want to see it. Why don't you share it with us, please? You know, you can leave photos attached to a comment, you know, just attach them to a comment on this video. You can send videos to us, but you got to send those via email to admin@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. Looking forward to seeing those, my friends. You know, that dare is still out there. That triple cat, dog, hog, frog, any animal you can think of, dare to get you to send in photos of your pets. Still out there, my friends. Come on. You know, and when I do ask, sometimes people reply. Rose Glad. You should recognize that name if you watch these videos, or if you're just somebody who peruses these groups of ours, because she shares a lot of great funny stuff. She shares some of the funniest memes out there. She also shares a lot of her art and her knitting here. We shared the blanket that she just completed in the last video. Well, today she shared a painting. This is one she did last week on Thursday. Beautiful painting. She's a great painter. The last one we saw was a whale and its calf. This one here, take a look. It is a volcano. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Rose Glad lives in Hawaii. Hawaii is known for their active volcanoes. In fact, Hawaii pretty much is active volcanoes. Rose, once again, just stunning. Thank you so very much. Keep sharing them because we love them. And folks, it's just that easy. You share something and I'm going to show it like that. As long as it's family friendly, right? So come on, share a little bit about you, my friends. Click that like button. You know, Minnie Lee's right there. Just don't leave them disappointed. Come on. Thanks, folks. Appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate everything you share, my friends. And I can't wait to hear what's next, what's going on in your lives. Let's get to those featured posts, friends. I've got 4 of them today, 3 from funny people like you, and 1 from a weirdo like me. First one's going to be from my buddy Dave Knapp. The next one's going to be from Michelle Finnerty, one of our mods, hilarious person, top poster in the community. The next one is from Redbeard the Hippie. And then the 4th one is going to be from me, folks. I'm sorry, I posted it. You folks seem to find it funny. That's why I'm featuring it here. So let's start off with Dave. That's Dave Knapp's funny post. Gonna bring it up right now. Gonna try not to talk through these. And if you're not sure, that last word is crepes. Crepes. Thanks, Dave. You rock. Next one is from Michelle Finnerty. I'll just let you read it. Okay, and now our next one is going to be from Redbeard the Hippie. Been there, done that, and I've also been the person working in the call center. Thanks, Redbeard the Hippie. Next one is from me. I'm not going to thank me because that'd be stupid. Apparently you folks like this one. I didn't make it. I just found it. Awesome. Thanks, Redbeard the Hippie. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you, Dave Knapp. Thank you to every single one of you for making this community so freaking funny, my friends. We rock because you rock. And you definitely rock. So keep on rocking. Cheers. And you know what? Like a runaway locomotive, there ain't no stopping it. It's those bad jokes. What do you call a single dog? A dog. What do you call 2 dogs? A paradox. I used to have a singing cow. She sounded great, but all she sang was mood music. Geology rocks, but geography? That's where it's at. I'm starting to think I might not need a spine. I mean, It's just holding me back. You know, I was just wondering, if Apple ever made a car, do you think they'd include windows? Hope a couple of those made you laugh, my friends. And I got some people to thank for my jokes today. I gotta thank Mark Schmaltz from work. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. I gotta thank Unpopular Opinions, aka Aslin81 on YouTube. And I gotta thank my beautiful, wonderful wife for today's jokes. And folks, I would love to be thanking you for your jokes. Why not leave a joke or two or more as a comment on today's video, or send them to me via email at jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. I want to tell your jokes, folks. And you know, I'm here 4 days a week with a fresh batch of these stale jokes for you. If they're bringing you any amusement, my friends, and you'd like to show your appreciation, please consider dropping a couple of bucks in our tip jar at donate.wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. For less than the price of a good cup of coffee, you can help us keep these lights on, keep the joke machine rolling, and keeping that cow fed. Well, maybe we got to get a cow first, but you know what I'm talking about, my friends. But you know what the most important thing is? I just want you folks to keep laughing.
Want to help us out and look good at the same time? Head over to store.wellithoughtitwasfunny.com, where we've got t-shirts, hoodies, 3/4 sleeve rock shirts. We got coffee cups. We've got to-go cups. We've got stickers. Check it out today, folks. That's store.wellithoughtitwasfunny.com.
Hey, you know how I'm asking you all the time, what are you doing today? I'll tell you one thing, I'm going to ask you to do something. Try to make somebody laugh, my friends. If you get a chance to make somebody laugh, you're going to make their day better. Now, you know what? You're already making people laugh. We may have about 940,000 members in this amazing community of ours, but we have about 1.5 million people come here just to visit every day. That's incredible, isn't it? The first number, 940,000, well, let's say 930,000+ community members. Unbelievable. More people than most cities have as populations. Let's call it what it is, the funniest city on the internet. But anyways, that's a lot of people. But that 1,500,000 people is incredible. Those are just people looking for something to make them laugh, and you're supplying it. So you're already making people laugh. But out in the real world, off the internet and stuff like that, if you get a chance, try to make somebody laugh. And if you do, why don't you let us know what it was that made them laugh? I'd love to hear it, my friends. And just tag me in it. Leave it that as a comment too, along with your jokes, your funny pictures, all that stuff. Leave it in the comments below, please, please, please. Cheers. And most importantly, make sure you're laughing too, because you're just as important as anyone else. You deserve to laugh and have a great time, my friends. So cheers. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. I just don't know how to say it. But with that, my friends, we're going to wrap up another video. I'm going to do my best to be here on Wednesday. I know I've missed a couple over the last couple of weeks, and I do apologize for that, but I'm going to do my best to be here on Wednesday. I always try my best to be here. Sometimes I fail, but we're going to do but I am going to try. Hopefully you're going to be here too, my friends. And until that time, keep laughing.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.